On the 215, we head to Jersey to meet the king of collectibles. Then it's off to press some wax. We head back to Philly for a taste of Mexico. And the ladies of jazz are in Monoco for a festival. Good evening and welcome into the 215. I'm Breland.
And I'm Mike. And this evening we're in East Fairmount Park at the Woodford Mansion.
And I mean, look at this place. It is gorgeous on the outside. We're going to take you in the inside in just a minute.
You want some history?
Yes, absolutely.
Why do they call it Woodford?
Why?
Because it's surrounded by woods.
Oh.
And there was a little ford, a shallow part of the Schuylkill River where you could wade across it.
Oh, look at that.
Good night, everybody.
You're going to hear a lot more history in just a sec. But first things first, we have to go beyond the 215. It's our new segment here. We'll take you to Jersey, and you'll meet Ken Golden. This guy has the most impressive collection of memorabilia.
Sports.
Yeah, and it's so impressive that he actually has a Netflix series.
Hidden treasure exists out there that you couldn't possibly imagine.
It could be $500,000, $600,000.
Wow. You haven't seen anything yet.
And these are items that are being, some ready for auction, some prepped. And this was O.J. Simpson's golf bag. It says used, and it comes with a letter of authenticity. You never know what somebody's going to find as a collectible. You never know what is going to be somebody's passion. We sold Joe Frazier's Fight used jockstrap. I collected as a kid, starting probably when I was 10. My first business transaction where I actually bought or sold something was when I was 12 years old. This is all items that have already been cataloged. I founded Golden in 2012. In our first year in business, we did $800,000 11 years ago. And we've done as much as $350 million plus in a year.
In a year?
In a year, $350 million.
And this is, I'm sorry.
So nice little growth,
a little bit, right?
Nice little growth rate, right?
Right.
We have our own photography staff. So, like right here, we are shooting. Whose jersey is this? This looks like a. Oh, very nice. Just a casual LeBron James rookie. What is that? A rookie game jersey? Looks like a specialty. Yeah, rookie challenge. We've grown into really everything collectibles. We sold Lee Harvey Oswald's handcuffs that were used to, capture Lee Harvey Oswald after he assassinated President Kennedy. I said to the buyer, I said, how are you going to display them? And he just quipped, I'm going to put them on my wife.
Talk us through some of the stuff that we got out here.
This is known as a logo man. This is a game-used Kareem Abdul-Jabbar jersey with the Milwaukee Bucks. Someone who's very hot these days is Messi, right? This is the first time he wore number 10. Typically, we run elite auctions where, we try and have the minimum value be around $5,000, $10,000 an item. The most significant, most valuable item on the table has got to be these. These are known as Nike airships. This is the first shoe that Jordan wore after signing his Nike contract and before the Jordan 1s were introduced. This is Babe Ruth as a rookie pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. Value on this is probably about $300,000. And if it was in better condition, it could be worth up to $8 million. We got a few $1 million on the table.
That's
here.
what I was just going to say.
That's why you see all these cameras and all these guns scattered around here, right?
Playing security,
yeah.
guns, right.
When did we get this? Wow, this is a new problem Hobby's got to worry about. Doesn't this look fake too?
This looks faded too. Look, it looks photocopied.
This, in this grade, is worth like $300,000 if it was real. This is what appears to me to be a reprinted comic book in a fake authentication holder. And the warehouse caught it as it came into our building.
I have the Led Zeppelin 2 vinyl. Have the Beatles yesterday and today.
Speaking of new categories like music is very, very big.
What has been the item that has come through here?
Probably the single most historic item that passed through the building where we attempted to sell an item had to be the 1947 signed contract between Jackie Robinson and the Brooklyn Dodgers that broke the color barrier. You can't put a money value on the history behind that document and what it meant to not only the game of baseball but to the world is easily the most important item that we've ever handled. there's really nobody that does everything that we do. Because at Golden, we handle all things collectibles, and we take it from the moment it comes in the door to the moment it leaves into the customer's hands.
So King of Collectibles Season 1 is actually streaming right now on Netflix.
Very
and
good.
they were shooting Season 2 when we were there, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know if you know this, but vinyl is just really making a resurgence.
Oh, you're talking
here.
about the records?
Yes.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift releasing all of her
That's right.
albums on vinyl. She's not the only one. Several big artists are doing
But
that.
where do you actually press records in this day and age?
The material that we use to make records are vinyl compound.
The vinyl compound is this stuff here?
Yeah, this is the vinyl compound. It comes in multiple colors. So this one happens to be what we call transparent green. And when we press this, you'll be able to see through it. This isn't a fad. This is here to stay. We just got finished making an Iron Maiden record. We did some Poison, Phoebe Bridgers, Bon Iver, or Drive-By Truckers. Adele 19, she's up to Adele 30 now, right? So this is one we've been making for years and years and years. We do a lot of independent artists, too, that are very, very important to music and very important to the people that are buying the music. This is Bush, okay? It's the A-B side of the record, A and B. We also are, this is a double album, so there's a C and D. It's just on another shelf right now. Independent record pressing was founded in 2014, and we started production in 2015. We have 9 presses here. So the compound goes in this. This is called a hopper. Right in this area, it's a little bit difficult to see. We make what we call a biscuit. The biscuit with the labels come over, and it's going to get pressed. This is where the music is transferred from the stamper to the actual plastic itself. The record comes out of the press, and it's trimmed. It has flash on it. And once it's done trimming, it's going to drop in the container behind it, and then it's going to transfer the record to there.
You guys are not just record pressers. You're almost like a artist studio for record pressing.
Yeah, I mean, you could think of us like that for sure. Many times the artists will say, hey, here's my jacket. Here's my artwork on my jacket. Make your vinyl match that. There's blue, there's orange, there's red, there's pink. It's endless. And up on the wall over there, you can see we have some of the things that we've combined over the years and made our own colors. We have splatter colors, we have oranges and greens and blues. And so it's a lot more exciting to see some of this stuff come out. And the creativity really comes out of some of the people's minds that work here to say, look what I made, look at this cool thing I made. This happens to be natural vinyl, which basically means
What does that mean compared to?
there's no coloring in it at all.
Gotcha, so it's just black.
It's actually not black, it's like that.
I was always told that the sound quality of vinyl is better than an MP3 or anything you would stream. Is that still the case, or where are we at with that nowadays?
I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say yes for this reason. I will tell you, it's hard for me, personally, to hear the difference. I think the people that really have a great ear for sound can hear the difference, and you do get differing opinions, but vinyl is said to be, it's a warmer tone, it's smoother, and overall, people that really understand it like the experience better.
And in the merch world, this kind of plays a huge role for these artists.
We may make 1,000 records, 900 might go to distribution, but 100 go to a venue, and they go with the artist, and they sell them at the venue. People like the collectability of it. You know, I got an iPhone in my pocket here. If I say, hey, look at my record collection, isn't this so cool? You might look and go, yeah, that's an iPhone. But if you come up to my wall and say, hey, look at my record collection, and you see in the physical nature of it, people have something to be proud of.
It's amazing how much of this is still just regular manual
Yes.
labor, right?
Yes.
In such a digital world, the fact that, you know, you got hands touching this every step.
Yep. But the good thing about it is it's an opportunity to inspect a record at every step.
True.
And sometimes Malik will catch something that these guys miss, or those guys will catch something that those guys miss. So we have a good quality record. We want to keep it that way. And these are the guys that are making that happen.
We're going to take a quick time out here. When we come back, we're going to take you inside the house and get some good eats. and guess where we are right now? This is, of course, the Home's kitchen here.
Yeah, are you hungry?
A little bit. I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about cooking in this particular kitchen.
Well,
it might be a little bit of a fire hazard for me. I can barely hold it down in 2023.
I'll have to wait till after the show.
But why don't we go to a restaurant?
Okay.
Right?
We're going to Kensington, to a place that was nominated for a James Beard Award.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like something you don't hear every day, right? But this is Cantina La Martina.
Right. This is the big tortilla. The machete, you should be careful. The kitchen is really tiny. Right.
Chef Dio is one of the most ambitious individuals that I have met.
The machete is a 2-foot-long quesadilla. In Mexico, they call a jirafa. You know, like the giraffe has a big neck.
He's very intense. He will never take the easy way to do something.
I used to go to like towns far on the mountains, stay there for a couple days, a week, 2 weeks, and learning their techniques, learning how they using the herbs, how they cook, why they taste their food tastes so much better than what you eat in the city. Everybody knows tacos. You know, like we make tacos, we do burritos, but also we want to show what's different. We're going to make a quesadilla and a bone marrow with chapulines.
And tell people what chapulines are.
Chapulines are grasshoppers. These chapulines coming from Oaxaca. It's a farm. It's like a wild chapulines. They don't need anything, just flowers and vegetables.
I've known Chef for 13 years, and since I met him, he's been obsessed with insects.
These are chicatanas. Chicatanas with ants. That's more like a licorice, little more stronger flavor. Aztecs, Mayans, that's how they used to eat. They used to cook with the insects. They used to cook with herbs, leaves, flowers. They don't used to use a lot of butter or cream.
When people dine here, they are supporting Chef's vision and the mission and the creativity in his cuisine, but they're also supporting a cause that is bigger than just serving food in Cantina. We're committed with changing the environment of a community through food.
We are in Kensington.
The people in the streets are going through a stage in their lives that is very sad.
We're humans. Everybody deserves respect. No matter how much money you have, or where you live, or where you come from. We're human beings.
Don't be afraid of what you see in the streets. You know, don't be afraid to have those uncomfortable conversations. And we can have that at the table with chapulines, mezcal, margaritas. We could talk about those things without being political and just really being taking responsibility of what's going on.
Everything I learn, other different kind of cuisines, different kind of techniques, but never Mexican. Tráete el otro bolecito de chapulines y hormigas. I can do my own way, how my ancestors used to do. I'm feel proud about it because that's my culture, that's my food, that's who I am, I come from there, that's me.
Cantina La Martina is located at 2800 D Street, right here in Philadelphia.
Well, Breland, I'm with Mara, and we're having tea. Thank you for having us in.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you for coming.
All right, I'm going to quiz myself on mansions. We're at Woodford now, obviously.
Indeed.
But there's Strawberry Mansion.
Yes.
Lemon Hill.
Yes.
Oh, what's the other one? Lennox?
Laurel.
Laurel
Hill. And those are the mansions that you can currently visit that are open to the public.
Let's start with this one. Now, as I remember, it was built for a guy by the name of William Coleman and his wife, right?
Yes, sir.
Finished in 1758. He was a cool dude with Ben Franklin, right? They were buds?
My understanding is that he lent Ben Franklin the money for his first printing press.
It's really?
Indeed, very cool.
Guy was loaded. Merchant, judge. It's gorgeous.
These historic house museums fill a very unique role in helping us understand Philadelphia's history. They're filled with artifacts, art, and architecture that lets us sort of experience what life was like in the early 18th century in colonial times here. And more than that, they help us create an understanding of what it was like to really live in that time. So each of these houses, although they're lovely, tell a very complicated story about race, about gender, about domestic situations in the 18th century, and about civic life.
People still live in here in a way.
Indeed. So all of these houses, because they require constant monitoring and upkeep, have folks who live in the houses year-round as caretakers.
In a section of the house.
Yes, so they
certainly
aren't sitting in the antique furniture, but they are stewards of the house, and they typically have a smaller area sectioned off for them and their family to live in.
That's fascinating. And there's also a cottage just off to the side of this house, and there's caretakers that live in there.
Absolutely. And so this is why I think it's so interesting to come to these houses. You get a real sense of the sort of full panoply of human experience.
Yeah.
It wasn't all fancy dinner parties and carriage rides, right?
Sure.
The whole system was predicated on the work of thousands of people who didn't leave a beautiful portrait behind.
I'm fascinated by the care. And listen to this, it's free to live upstairs here or in the cottage. You just got to take care of the place, and the grounds are huge.
Free is a relative term.
Sure,
There's a lot of labor involved,
Yeah.
and a lot of knowledge and care has to be put into being a caretaker in one of these houses. It is truly a labor of love.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Okay, when we come back, you like music?
I love music.
Would you be willing to travel to Montgomery County?
Definitely.
We're going. Now.
So Montgomery County holding their second annual Jazz Fest, but there's a little special theme
What is
this
special
year.
about it?
Only women are performing.
Hold my attitude, won't bother you. Well, the day was long.
So I started performing when I was 15. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, and I went to Performing Arts High School. I went to Temple for music. I went to Settlement Music School, so all of my learning and growing was done here.
I just dropped by to say
I've recorded 4 albums under my own name. I've traveled the world, and it's just been a really fun career.
right now I'm living it up.
Making a living as an artist is a challenge at times, but it really has been one of the most beautiful experiences and taken me to some incredible places, and I've met the most amazing people. Joanna Pascal. I'm a jazz musician, and I'm curator of the Monoco Jazz Festival. Monoco is innovative and dynamic and diverse. You know, it just seemed like women in jazz was such a good theme for this.
I'm sure there's a ton of very talented women to choose from, musicians to choose from. How did you narrow down to, was it 20 performers?
I tried to go with people that I believed in, who were strong musicians and that I thought were deserving of an opportunity.
'Cause you fascinate me so.
For you to be able to provide an experience for these artists and these women in this game, what does that mean to you?
It means everything to me, to have an opportunity where I can give back, where I can help, again. I I can attest to it being a boys' club. I can attest to some of the challenges that women face. So to be able to just lend that helping hand, it means everything. It's something that I always was committed to and vowed that if I had the opportunity to help and foster them, I would. There's not really anyone else who's doing, celebrating women in this way, and I think it's really special for all of the area to just honor these wonderful, amazing musicians.
So if you want to go check that out, you can go to their website on the bottom of your screen for more information, but it runs from September 20th to the 24th.
We have some more of the 215. I'm going to go over and play some barrel organ.
You might get in trouble. Episode of the 215. Of course, thank you so very much to the Woodford Mansion for hosting us this week.
Yes, I am now, after the show, hungry for Mexican food. You want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Boom.